Welcome to my science class. Good day, students. I am Miss Peachy Ann M. Malakaman, your grade 7 science teacher. To begin with, let's have a recall on the previous topic about the properties of solutions. Put the salt into the water. What part of the solution is the salt? How about the water? Great, now we have made a solution. Since you already know the different properties of a solution, let us first watch a video about the Dead Sea.
Agad, nalulutang ka at para sa mga hindi marunong lumangoy. Yo, what's up guys? Clark TV here. Tunay nga na masarap ang mag-relax sa tabing dagat at magtampisaw sa tubig. Pero karamihan sa atin ay natatakot sa dagat dahil baka malunod. Kaya sa video na ito pag-uusapan natin ng dagat na lulutang ka at hindi ka lulubog. Kaya simulan na natin. Dead Sea o tinatawag din na Sea of Salt. Ang bahagi ng tubig na ito ay tinatawag na Sea of Salt pero hindi talaga ito isang dagat at isang lawa o salt lake. Ito ay matatagpuan sa Jordan. Ang Dead Sea o patay na dagat ay dinadayo ng mga manlalakbay. Dahil sa pagiging napakaalat ng tubig nito, ito din ang world's saltiest bodies of water o pinakamaalat na bahagi ng tubig sa buong mundo. Kaya naman, sa lawa na ito ay hindi ka lulubog at lulutang ka na inakala ng iba na imposible. Kaya naman, walang nabubuhay dito ng mga halaman at hayop sa tubig nito, tanging mga bakterya lang. Kilala din ang lawa na sagana sa mga mineral at nakagaling ng mga sakit sa balat at maganda para sa iyong balat. Isa dito ay ang magnesium salts na nakakatulong sa pamamaga at dry skin. Ang putik naman na mula sa Dead Sea ay ginagawang therapy para mawala sa sakit ng mga taong may osteoarthritis. Ayon sa mga nakapunta sa lugar kapag nasa tubig ka na, mararamdaman mo ang katawan mo ay tinutulak pataas ng tubig at mas magaan ang pakiramdam mo. Kaya magandang karanasan talaga ito para sa mga gustong mag-relax at magtanggal ng stress. Pinaiiwas sa Dead Sea ang pagdadive at paglubog ng ulo mo sa tubig. Hindi din maganda na mag-swimming ka kung meron kang sugat dahil sa tindi ng alat ng tubig ay makakaramdam ka ng matinding sakit sa iyong sugat. Kung gusto mong puntahan ang lugar na ito ay kailangan mo ng magmadali at agahan ng pagpunta dahil sinasabing malapit na itong mawala at may rate ng tubig na bumababa ng 1 metro taon-taon. Ang mga eksperto ay may estimate na mawawala ito sa taong 2050. Samantalang ang gobyerno ng Israel naman ay nagpaplano na mag-pump o magbomba ng tubig mula sa Red Sea o dagat na pula papuntang Dead Sea. Ang proyektong ito ay aabutin ng 25 years.
Questions. Number 1. Why is it called the Dead Sea? Number 2. Why will you not float or sink when you swim in the Dead Sea? Number 3. What are the components that can be found in the Dead Sea? Number 4. What example of type of solution is the Dead Sea? Now, we are going to investigate the properties of the different types of saturations in solutions. Are you ready? Solubility is the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a fixed amount of solvent at a given temperature. There are 3 types of saturations in solutions. Unsaturated solution is a solution that contains less dissolved solute than it has the capacity to dissolve. A saturated solution contains as much of the solute as it can hold at a given temperature. A supersaturated solution is a solution that contains more undissolved solute than the saturated solution because of its tendency to crystallize and precipitate. Some activity about the different types of saturations in solutions. We will be preparing the three types of solutions: the unsaturated, saturated, and supersaturated solutions. The materials that we will use are a glass with water, sugar, stirrer, and a casserole and a stove. In an unsaturated solution, we could see a less amount of solute compared to the solvent. In figure 2.1, this is the solute, and the blue one is the solvent. Now we could still see here the red arrows. So the red arrows indicate the rate of the solution. Now after stirring the mixture in figure 2.2, the red arrow has a longer magnitude than the blue arrow. If you remember before, that the blue arrow signify the rate of crystallization. Hence, in figure 2.2, since the red arrow has a longer magnitude compared to the blue arrow, it means that the rate of dissolution is faster than the rate of crystallization. In figure 2.3, because of that the rate of dissolution is faster than the rate of crystallization, all of the solutes are being dissolved in the solvent. In a saturated solution, the solute is great in amount in comparison with the solvent. Here, in figure 1.1, we have a container that contains the solute. This one is the solute, and the blue one is the solvent. Now also, we can see that there are red arrows. This signify the rate of the solution, or the ability to dissolve. Now in figure 1.2, after stirring the mixture for some time, we could see that there are two arrows now. One is the red and one is the blue. Again, the red arrow signifying the rate of dissolution, while the blue arrow signify the rate of crystallization. Now, as you can see that in figure 1.2, the red arrow is a bit longer than the blue arrow, meaning that there is a faster rate of dissolution compared to crystallization. After stirring the mixture for some time, in figure 1.3, we could see that the blue arrows are of the same magnitude, meaning that the rate of dissolution and the rate of crystallization is the same. Hence, there will be solutes left at the bottom of the container that is not being dissolved. In a supersaturated solution, there is a greater amount of solutes compared to the solvent. In figure 3.1, this is your solute, which is much greater in amount, and this one, the blue one, is a solvent. Still, the red arrow is present, and that signifies the rate of dissolution, or the ability to dissolve. After stirring the mixture for some time, in figure 3.2, we could see that the two arrows, the red and the blue one, are not of the same magnitude. The longer arrow is the blue one, which signifies the rate of crystallization. At figure 3.3, after some time of stirring, there is still a lot of solutes present at the bottom of the container that is not being dissolved. Why? Because here, as we can see, the arrows of the blue and the red are not of the equal magnitude. The blue arrow is longer than the red arrow, meaning the rate of crystallization is much faster than the rate of dissolution. So now we have investigated the different types of saturation in solutions. Let's summarize again. Did you enjoy the lecture and the activity that we had? How about a little checkup quiz? Great! Please get a sheet of paper and ballpen to write your answers. Number 1. What is the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a fixed amount of solvent at a given temperature? A. Concentration. B. Dilution. C. Solubility. D. Solution. Number 2. What type of solution that can still dissolve more solute? A. Concentration. B. Saturated. C. Supersaturated. D. Unsaturated. Number 3. Which statement describes the solvent? A. It is the solid part of the solution. B. It is the liquid part of the solution. C. It is the one being dissolved in a solution. D. It is the one which dissolves other substances. Number 4. Arlene prepared a glass of lemonade, but this tasted bland. What can she do to the solution? A. Add more water. B. Add more sugar. C. Boil the solution. Or D. Freeze the solution. Number 5. Which of these actions will cause more sugar to dissolve in a saturated sugar solution? A. By stirring vigorously. B. By cooling the solution. C. By heating the solution. Or D. By adding more solutes. So did you get 5 over 5 on our checkup quiz? Wow, that's great! That's it for our video. I hope you have learned a lot about our lesson today on the types of saturations in solutions. See you next time for more educational videos.